Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Parsha Wine Pairing with David and Isaac. How you doing, Isaac?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm
Recovering.
Yeah, we had quite the eventful day here.
Oh, that's right.
It was full of events.
It was full of events.
There was a wine tasting here.
We had it for the office.
At the office, yeah. With Tier Carmel and... Orhaganus. Yeah. And that was fantastic. We got to try some of those wines here.
We did, right. Some really nice ones, actually.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
And then we also had...
We did a class.
A wine seminar. Wine education seminar.
How to drink wine with the pros.
Well, we showed up, but that was Royal with Jay Bucksbaum.
That's right.
Coordinated by Josh Greenstein from the IWPA. They really focus on Israeli wines and promoting those.
Jay went to an event this week that's...
then I went to an event this week. Yeah, that's also to promote wines from Israel.
Right, it's a new initiative to really, from the Israeli government, right?
The Israeli government and from the wine, the wine industry here and there.
Israel as a destination for wine drinkers.
Wine drinkers, and people should become aware of that. So there's hashtag Wines of Israel there. But back to the event last night, so Jay together with Ofer from Orhaganus and Etty from Carmel, and Carmel owns Yatir as well, so she represented both. And they talked about their wines, and we had a packed house tasting the wines.
Right, we had like 70,
wine and cheese.
I think close to 70 people. Right?
About 70 people, yeah. And that was very cool. So that kind of did me in, because then I started talking to people afterwards and drinking and not paying attention to how much I was talking or drinking. And I did too much of both, probably.
I left a little bit earlier. I was asleep by 10:20.
Oh yeah, no, I was supposed to be cleaning up then, but I was talking. So I apologize for that. And thank you to the team. Bracha and Tana and Stern did a great job coordinating, planning, executing. It was fantastic. It was flawless. So that's all catching up on the events, and we'll try some of the wines later just for fun.
We have a lot of wines now and stuff.
Yeah, we do. We have to start going through them and tasting them. That's one of the important things.
Some new ones also coming in, right?
And then there's new ones coming out. One of the hardest things about this job is staying up to date with all the wines. We have over 1,000 wines. If you think about it, if we wanted to stay on top of it, let's say every 6 months, really know what's going on. That means we'd have to be drinking and tasting 6 wines a day to just stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no easy task. And
it's hard work here at Kosherwine.com.
And if you cut out Friday, Shabbos, Yom Tov, this and that, we probably do 10 wines a day just to
stay current on all of them.
Every 6 months, right? Okay. And we don't do that.
No.
We try. I don't stay up to date.
I don't think we get a lot of work done.
KFWE, we go and you get about 80 to 100 wines.
I tried 86 wines and I stayed up every week.
Crazy. It's a lot. I know some wine guys out there like Yossi Horowitz. He drinks tries 3,000 wines a year. Gabe Galler, these guys. I mean, it's difficult. And, I know people are like, oh my god, there's so much fun. But when you have to get it done, it's you can really like ice cream, but if you had to eat a 5-gallon container, you wouldn't like it anymore because it's just too much. That's kind of 3,000 wines a year too much.
That's a lot.
Anyway, enough complaining. We do have. I'm just giving more airtime to Amihai's beautiful new wine.
This is a new one also.
Yeah, but let's talk about the Parsha and then tie it in. So. This week's Parsha, we're very familiar with Tzeitzei.
As we said last week, it's our mitzvah Parsha.
I read this one many years ago.
Me too.
And I read it the same year as you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were in different cities, though.
Yeah, and
different countries.
Different countries. And I probably was reading mine while you guys were sitting down to Kiddush.
Yes, I would say probably. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
So I did a little after.
We had a strict 8:45 start time.
Oh, okay, so fine. We started by 9.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe not that bad.
Okay.
I think we started at 9. It's very possible. That Shiloh was it started early, comparatively speaking. All right, so this week's Parsha Tzeitzei, there are a lot of mitzvahs in this week's Parsha.
This is the biggest.
The most, it's over 10%. And
I wore this shirt
specifically
because of the Parsha.
And that's how the Parsha goes.
Right.
When you go to war on your enemies.
That's right.
And my daughter, Billy Bell, had her bat mitzvah this week.
Mazel tov, that's right.
And she spoke about that.
This is what she spoke about?
Yeah, when you go to war on your enemies. Because my daughter, if there's something to speak about, there's 74 mitzvahs to talk about. You can choose so many themes. No, I want to talk about when you go to war on your enemies.
Well, it's a good thing she didn't go to the next mitzvah.
Well, there's a whole bunch of right. So her point was basically like, why does it say on your enemy? It's kind of a weird term. It should be against your enemy. So it's all about positive mindset.
Okay.
You go to war knowing that you're going to come out on top.
Okay.
You have that positive mindset. And
by the way, I really like that.
Yeah, that's a takeaway. She's going to take a positive mindset into her life. So there you go.
I actually echoed that this last week. We had lunch, and one of my daughter's friends was going to take her driving test this week, and she was all nervous that she was going to fail. And I said, "You can't put that kind of energy out there. You got to think I'm gonna pass. And
this wine is going to be good."
And she passed.
Awesome. She went out to war on her enemy.
Right.
And she came out victorious. And she said, even though I'm not in the real battlefield, but figuratively, I fight a battle every day or something like that.
That's what you.
I didn't write her speech.
All right.
And she read it very fast. But let's pour and get this in the glass. Yeah. So that's just one of the things. We're having a positive mindset here. We know we're going to be drinking this. We're starting to pour it. One of the other mitzvahs in this week's Parsha, and this is actually pretty close to what you got going on there, but not really. This is a Shor, the Shiloh Shor Merlot. The Shor is an ox, and one of the things it talks about in this week's Parsha is not to muzzle your ox while it's plowing your field.
You gotta let them express themselves.
Yeah, and it goes the same for humans. Like you're not supposed to, like if you're in the industry where there's food and stuff or wine, like you gotta let your employees, your workers partake. You're not supposed to muzzle them. So come on, come all.
Yeah.
And everybody who works here just drinks whatever they want. Most of the time, makes my life more difficult. But it's like, where's that bottle? Oh, no, we opened it yesterday. So that's that. So Amichai at Shiloh, we talk about him so much because he's a great guy and he makes great wines. This is one of the new wines that he came up with. The Shiloh Shor series. They had Cab Franc, Barbera, Cabernet Sauvignon, and they had the Merlot to that series. He makes fantastic Merlot. I love his Merlot, by the way, and especially aged. Like when you drink his Merlot, this one's 2017. It's new. It's brand new.
But it's 15 months
in barrels. But what I'm talking about is when the vintage.
Right. Okay.
So like when you're gonna
drink the bottle.
Yeah, when you're gonna drink this in 10 years. But it doesn't even have to do that. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years down the line. It's like it gets great character and the spice and the fruit and everything. Just the way it all comes together makes fantastic Merlot. This cab is by far the most popular.
Right.
But then he also has a Shiloh Secret Reserve series coming up with Cab Franc, Petit Verdot. So that wine is bolstering. Just great stuff. So let's go ahead and give this a taste. But also keep in mind that his wines definitely, they're usually very fruit forward, get a lot of oak, 15 months in oak barrels, usually high alcohol content, like 14.5%, 15%, 15.5%. That is high.
This one will hit you before you.
Mm-hmm. Now the alcohol won't change. Like the alcohol is one of those things that doesn't fall off with age. But the fruit and the oak, those will integrate better and come together. So this is definitely a lot of fruit, and a lot of oak, and even some spice.
Yeah, so spice and certainly getting the alcohol.
The alcohol is but this is the kind of wine that he likes to harvest late. So it has more sugar, and the more sugar you have, the yeast converts that into more alcohol, and then you end up with a higher.
Well, we're getting scientific.
Yeah, well, that's just how it works. Apparently, that's what I was told. I spoke to Yoshap, who's one of the great growers from Amichai, and he's like, Amichai likes me to harvest late, 26 bricks, 28 bricks, I don't know, whatever. It's a lot.
What is a brick?
It's just in terms of the sugar, the amount of sugar in the grape. I think it's BRIX bricks. No, or is that? Or are those the countries?
I don't know. I know what a click is.
Yeah.
The fake Legos.
It's also the sound. Okay. Back to the wine tasting, but I don't know where I have it. Bombastic.
That's really good.
That is full, that is big, rich. Lots of fruit, lots of tart and
you're getting the spiciness too.
Yeah, there's like I said, it's Merlot. It's fantastic. right now it's young. It's like in 2017. This just came out a couple of months ago. This has not had time to like.
This is really good.
Develop. But this is huge. This is a big wine, and you can tell that this is like give it some time. You can probably even give it some time in the glass and let it open up. But fantastic wine, especially for food. This will hold up well.
A little, it's not like sweet, but I mean a little sweet
from the right fruit.
Yeah. So last night in the class, Jay was instructing everybody how to taste wine. Jay from Royal, the 5 S's. But one of the things he said, which I thought was interesting, was on the savor one, where you have to swish it around your mouth. You gotta, and this is coming back to my own training as a from neuroscience, is that the tongue has different, it tastes different things in different parts of the tongue. So sweet is going to get front of the front of the mouth, and from an evolutionary standpoint, that's good because you're going to want to eat things that are sweet as opposed to if things were bitter in the front, you'd spit them out. So but you have to taste the wine across the whole tongue.
Right. The acid and everything else.
You want to get all different flavors.
Yeah, and sensations, textures.
But that's the reason for the sound effects. You really got to get it all over the place. Not all over the table as I think.
All right, so great wine. We're featuring this heavily because I'm a big believer.
What is it retailing at?
$32.50, $33 around there. I'm a big believer in Amicai's products. They never fail. They're always popular with people. He never puts out a dud. He just continues building upon what he's done because, like, everybody loves his stuff. So I'm happy to have this. I was actually very happy to choose this one for this week. There was so many ways we could have gone with wine pairings this week.
Yeah,
I was
a lot of different options.
I really wanted to give this one a whirl. All right, so that's the Shiloh Shor.
By the way, it's not filtered also.
Okay, so what that basically means is that as it ages, or even now, it's possible you'll have deposits and sediments and things at the bottom. So when you drink it, if you see at the end there's some pieces, don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. That's common in wine that's unfiltered or unfined. Next week, we will have the Chosen Barrel Reserve Malbec. Again, I'm looking forward to having this wine.
I haven't tasted this in a while.
Yeah, this is the last time I had this was delicious, and this is a 2014, so it's been around for a bit of time. And this is our private label. We produce this wine. We go around, we taste some different barrel samples.
From Israel.
Yeah, it's from Israel, from Jane Hills. We go around, we barrel sample different wines, and then when we find something, we're like, we don't do it like early on. It's like close to the time when they're in a bottle. And, you can basically see what it's going to taste like as a finished product. And then we're like, okay, we want this batch, that batch. So we have a Malbec, we have a Syrah and a Cabernet in the series. All fantastic wines. Amichai may know a thing or two about this one. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just saying this is also unfiltered.
Yeah, it's not filtered.
Fantastic wine. So looking forward to having that next week.
Parsha's Kisava.
Parsha's Kisava. Now, with regard to what I said, we'll get back to it later. We got a couple of wines here. I can't drink too much because I'm going to drink those. Then I need to save some headspace for work. We got the Tir Petit Verdot. And we got the Namura.
That's the Syrah.
Oh, sorry, Syrah. Tir Syrah. You are correct. And the Orego's Namura Single Vineyard Cat. That's a really special reserve. Yeah, this wine was rated 93 points. By Wine Spectator, I think.
This is the one we tasted a little bit yesterday, right?
We did taste it yesterday, and what's really cool is, let's talk about that first, and then we'll move into the Syrah. Orego's. This place, and check out for some posts later on. We're going to be posting some stuff from the events yesterday. But Orego's, they're a really cool little town, little village up in...
it's almost like a kibbutz.
So basically what it is like, it's that whole town, they basically all
moved up to the north.
They all moved up there, and then they shared in all like the businesses and the expenses of the town. And
that's why it sounds like a kibbutz.
It's like
almost
kibbutz.
like a little socialist commune.
But exactly, it really is like that. Like when I drove up, I was like, "Am I in the right place?" I thought it was like in camp somewhere. You know how like they have all the bungalows like right near each other, and it's almost like there's no roads there. It's just like everybody's in each other. But that's the way it is.
And this is it's on Mount Meron, right?
Meron, yeah.
It's right there.
And you're overlooking Meron.
So they're getting snow for these grapes. They're getting snow on a constant basis.
Good climate. Snow could be like the cold, the diurnal range, like hot during the day, cold at night, and that's also comes with elevation.
But it's almost different than a lot of other places in Israel where you're not getting the snow necessarily on a constant basis.
Yep, and again, they're making really cool wines, really good wines, I should say. They also have the Halima, which is no sulfites added.
Right.
They just do good stuff. They're a good group of guys, and definitely worth a visit and worth a trying their wine. Making fantastic wines. Like if you walked up there and you just saw the operation going, everyone's so relaxed and just walking around doing their thing. And you'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. But then you try this wine, and you're like, this is good wine.
I had the French blend. Though they have a French
blend is also really good. Even the wines in their Amuka series, which is their entry level.
Right. And a nice, interesting point about some of these wines is that a lot of them come, especially the more expensive ones, come in their own gift box, which I know people ask me about all the time. Like these are great gifts because they're prepped, ready to go from a gifting perspective.
But if you're ordering them from us, you have to indicate that you want them with the gift box.
Yeah, probably.
Because of how we ship stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So you can tell it tastes a little bit different than yesterday. This has been open. We opened this one yesterday.
I think it's gotten better.
That's when I was in wine. It like opens up a bit. So you're able to taste more of the overall flavors without any of the stronger ones like taking over your palate up front.
Right.
So you get more of the nuances.
It's certainly the flavor of this it's complex, and I think it's very well balanced.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very good wine. 93 points. Can't argue with that.
What does it retail for? It's like 62?
This one is, I don't remember offhand.
I think it's like $62.99 or $61.99, something like that.
Possible.
You know what? I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I think it's
$51.99. That's also possible here. Now we got the Syrah
from Yatir.
Whereas
we were in the north with Oregonos, now we're going down to the south.
Beeline straight down to the south. All right, and what we got here is 100% Syrah, I believe. Yeah, 100% Syrah. This is 2013. One of their popular varietals. So this was aged for 12 months in neutral oak barrels. The neutral oak barrels basically means that the barrels are used already. And so now putting stuff in them will not necessarily impart any flavor from the oak, but you allow it to age in the barrel so that it gets some of the air in there, the micro-oxidation that comes through the pores of the wood. So you benefit from that without it taking on too much flavor from the wood. But I wonder if they were really that neutral, because I am getting certain aspects of this that make me believe that the oak had more influence than just micro-oxidation.
I'm not going to go on that then. I don't think my palate is that refined. But I feel like, I don't know, with this one I feel like when we tasted it yesterday, this bottle is from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
a lot of it fell, a lot of flavor fell, yeah.
It's not as noticeable as it was yesterday.
No, 100% I agree. So this was definitely better yesterday. Did not hold up as well. Those could be the cork. I don't know when the cork was put back in. But definitely this was.
Yesterday was delicious.
Yeah, the Syrah is a really good option. So a whole bunch of really cool wines here from Israel. But back to this one, we got the Shiloh Shor, Merlot, new wine, pairs for this week's Parsha. And looking forward to having the rest later today. And whoever's in the area, just come by because we got a bunch of open bottles. And
absolutely, come by her.
We have a couple of couches here. You can make yourself comfortable.
And
you have to be 21.
And we even got, as harking back to last week, when Carmel was here yesterday, they brought some more King David Sacramento.
We have that too. If you
like Kiddush wine, we have now 4 bottles, 2 magnums actually.
Nice.
2 magnums.
Lots of Kiddush. There should always be reasons for celebration.
Amen.
So l'chaim, thanks for joining. Live from Kosherwine.com. Wishing you a good Shabbos and see you next week.